Okay, today we're going to do a brief overview about Central America. Now, originally in Central America, way before any Europeans ever settled here, the Maya lived all throughout this area. Now, we talked about the Maya in the last chapter. They lived in southeastern Mexico, but their civilization also expanded into what is Central America. Today, a lot of their culture is still present, and a lot of the old pyramids that they built can still be found there, and a lot of the local communities make money off of that via tourism. And by the 1500s, that's when Europeans started to show up and create colonies. And the country that had the most territory here was the Spanish in the 1600s. The only area that was not settled by the Spanish was a small territory called British Honduras that the British took control of. Today, that is the country of Belize. Now, these colonies used slave labor for their plantations that they created to grow lots of crops. And slavery became used across here and, of course, most of North and South America. Now, over the next couple hundred years, Central America would be a part of Spain. But by 1821, all of Central America declared independence. They unified as one country originally, however, they separated into countries 15 years afterwards. After gaining independence, these countries, their daily lives really didn't change much. They started to develop more businesses, just like in North America, in the United States and Canada. They built railroads to help connect different parts of the area so they could trade goods and they could travel more easily. And this all happened around the early 1900s. Now, due to having Spanish colonization for several hundred years, Spanish is going to be the official language in most of these countries. Since Belize used to be a British territory, obviously today most of them speak English here. All throughout Central America, there are still some people that speak the Indian languages that existed even hundreds of years ago, but it is predominantly a Spanish-speaking area. Now, the Spanish colonists not only brought their language with them, they also brought their religion. We had talked about in Mexico where they brought their faith over with them and converted the local natives to Christianity. And today, most of Central American citizens are Christians, and they're predominantly Roman Catholic Christians. After these countries were created, they started out fairly weak, which made it easy for militaries to take over and have unlimited leaders rule with unlimited power. A lot of these countries at one point were ruled by someone called a dictator, and that's with someone who does rule with complete power. So that is a form of unlimited government, like what we had talked about in previous chapters. Today, however, these countries all have elected officials, so it is more fair for their citizens, and they're able to have a more fair style of government. A lot of these areas use what is called ecotourism to bring in lots of money. Ecotourism is when you use the natural environment to attract tourists. So you're not looking at man-made features like the Eiffel Tower or anything like that. You're using the natural environment, so beaches, mountains, rivers. Just the local scenery brings in people and they would like to tour those areas, and of course they spend money in local shops and markets, which helps these economies out. Now, a notable feature in this region is called the Panama Canal. A canal is a man-made waterway that connects two large bodies of water. And the Panama Canal essentially connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. It was started by the United States in the late 1800s, and it was finished in 1914. Now, it's very important because this way people can transport goods, or just travel, from one area to another more quickly and more efficiently. Originally, when you wanted to travel from Europe or Africa and go around to the western side of the United States, or any part of South America, you had to travel all the way around South America via ship in order to get to the other side. Because remember, at that time, airplanes had not been invented yet. But even today, when people transport goods, they go through Panama. Now, it's the last country of Central America that connects to South America. So when they travel, they sail right in the middle, and these waterways we dug out connect one area to the other, and they come out the other side. Now, this map in the top left gives you a more detailed look at the middle of Panama where the canal is located. And this picture down here shows you that when the ships do enter the canal, the elevation changes in different parts because it's not just completely flat. So in areas where you have a higher elevation, the ships will sail into this area. They'll open these gates up. The ship sails in, they close the gates, and they pump water in to raise the ship kind of like an elevator and make it match the other side. If they're traveling the other way, then they'll come in, they'll close the gates, they'll pump all the water out, lowering the ship, and then it'll sail out in a lower elevated area. And this helps them navigate the areas where, of course, as we said earlier, there's not a flat area and the elevation is slightly different. Now that's it for Central America. The next thing we're going to discuss will be the Caribbean islands.